What's up, YouTube? Blue Steel and Black Walnut here. Okay, just showing you a pretty rifle and the business end of a set of Buehler mounts. Okay, hopefully you can see that there. Couldn't find much information myself on these mounts on the internet and had a little bit of problem with some vertical stringing because of this thing, and thought I would take it apart and mess with it a little bit. How these things are mounted in the back here was with this screw against the receiver, and if you look down in there, there's a curved profile screw that these knobs right up and down on for your elevation. These are your windage screws. So you loosen one and tighten the other in order to change your point of impact left to right. Right? And the same thing goes for your elevation. Right? If I want the point of impact to go up, I loosen this guy and tighten this one against it to sandwich this piece of steel right between them, right, and it actually flexes it all the way up and down. This is a type of mount that would not be used with a crosshair scope that you can change internally. It would be used with a fixed crosshair scope like this Bosch & Lomb 8 power scope. Okay. Which was a fairly popular scope back in the day. You know, this is long before scopes had internals that were able to take a lot of recoil, so they didn't have a lot of things that moved, right, when you put them on a rifle like this. But man, just a pretty gun, isn't it? I mean, you got this dual bolt. It's a 98 mauser action, right? Spoils of war, right? These things can be bought pretty cheap. You turn down the bolt, turn it into a Sportster. Right? Stock is a piece of black walnut my grandfather picked up on a trip when he was in Tennessee. Only one he ever made, right? Oil finished, right? Which means that he basically took a little bit of boiled linseed oil and rubbed it into the stock with just his fingers until the finish was nice and pretty, let it dry, and then repeated over and over and over again, and then checkered it following that. All done by hand. Still got the patterns and the checkering tools that he used for this thing. It's got a nice Seiko trigger in it, and this thing's quite a shooter. Before I started messing with these things and ended up accidentally loosening that screw, I was putting together, about a half-inch groups at 100 yards with it. So, definitely a nice shooter. Glass-bedded action and all that good jazz, right, that they used to do with this stuff. Just a nice, pretty rifle. Right, with a functional set of rings. Hopefully this helps somebody out. I know that I was flustered by it at first. Didn't really know what to do. My grandfather, he's still kicking, he's 97, didn't really exactly remember how to do all this stuff. So, hoping this helps somebody out. If you like it, hit subscribe.